This place doesn't just punish women like me.
I said calm
It swallows them whole.
Stop moving.
Lena Carter zipped up a duffel bag full of secondhand clothes, her reflection trembling faintly in the mirror. Her brown eyes, steady despite the hurricane inside her, studied the stranger staring back. No badge, no rank, no protection, just purpose. A voice crackled through her phone. Lena, I'm begging you, don't do this. Go through channels, file another report. It was Captain Elise Warren, her old partner and the only friend left who still called. Lena's reply was flat. I did go through channels, Elise. The system eats its own. I'm not letting it finish the meal with me. You walk in there pretending to be one of them, Elise said. Quieter now, and no one's pulling you out. Lena's throat tightened, but her tone didn't waver. Then I guess I stopped pretending I'm safe. 3 nights earlier, Lena had received a tip that changed everything. Anonymous, untraceable, and sickening. Missing inmates. Late-night medical transfers, no records. Some women returned battered. Most never returned at all. As a state-appointed investigator for internal affairs, Lena had spent 2 weeks collecting evidence. Schedules, staff lists, digital copies of signed transport slips, and sent them up the chain to her superior, Sheriff Darrell Maddox, a man praised on television for revitalizing county justice, a man who owned half the county's land and all of its fear. She believed the badge would protect her. It didn't. The memory replayed like an old tape. Maddox's office, dimly lit and heavy with cigar smoke. He hadn't even looked up when she entered. You walk in here waving papers like they mean something, he'd said. They do, Lena shot back, clutching her file. There's proof women are being hurt in Greenridge Correctional. Maddox rose from behind the desk, his belt buckle catching the light. He slapped the file from her hands. Papers scattered across the floor like broken glass. You think I don't know how this works? He hissed. You're a token, Carter. A box checked for diversity. A city girl playing cop, she didn't flinch. Then I guess the city sent the wrong kind of girl. The slap came hard, fast, metallic. Blood filled her mouth, warm and bitter. She staggered but didn't fall. Next time, Maddox muttered. Remember who writes the damn reports. That was 3 days ago. Now her badge sat silent on the table, its back still faintly smeared with her own blood. She'd wiped it, but not clean. Some stains deserved to stay. Her tiny apartment buzzed with the low hum of an old ceiling fan. On the wall hung a photo of her mother in a faded nurse's uniform, smiling before the world learned how to break people. Beneath it, an old newspaper clipping read, Local woman wrongfully detained in traffic stop. Her mother's story had become her fuel. A text lit up her burner phone. Check the clinic freezer. They're not patients. Lena's heart slowed, not raced. She read it twice, memorized it, and reached for the hidden drawer beneath her sink. Inside, one forged state ID. Tasha Monroe. Age 32, public disorder, no known relatives. Beside it, a micro camera hidden inside a shirt button and a recorder small enough to swallow if necessary. By 11:10 p.m., Lena was driving south in a rented pickup with Alabama plates and a cracked taillight. The asphalt stretched like an open wound. She passed ghostly diners, shut-down gas stations, and half-lit churches whose neon crosses blinked. Save yourself in Morse code. The humid night pressed against her windows. She whispered to the rearview mirror, Tasha Monroe, no priors, no hope. At 2:00 a.m., she arrived at Greenridge Women's Correctional Facility. It looked like a forgotten fairground. Chain-link fences, barbed crowns, and towers that blinked cold orange light into the fog. Booking was mechanical. Fingerprints, photos, scrubs, no emotion. The guards didn't meet her eyes. One of them handed her a mattress sheet and muttered, Block D. Inside, the air smelled of disinfectant and despair. Her cellmate, an older woman named Trina, sat cross-legged on the bunk, carving shapes into a bar of soap. She didn't look up when Lena entered. Lena lay down on the opposite cot, the plastic mattress squeaking beneath her. The walls sweated. Somewhere down the corridor, a metal cart rolled by, its wheels squealing softly. Then silence. No screams. No questions. Extraction. That's what the tip had called it. She pressed a finger to the tiny recorder under her collar and whispered, Test. Greenridge intake, day 1. A pause, then quietly to herself. This place kills women like me. But not tonight. Hours later, a soft metallic sound snapped her awake. She sat up. The same cart again wheeling past the cells. A faint voice, then silence. The lights flickered once as if holding their breath. Trina spoke suddenly from the dark, voice gravelly. Rule 1, she said. If they knock on your bars after midnight, don't knock back. Lena's throat tightened. Why? Trina looked straight ahead. Because if they knock, it's already too late. The silence after that was heavier than chains. Lena pressed her recorder again, her pulse steady now, not frantic. She had seen corruption before, but this felt older. Ritualistic, buried beneath paperwork and walls. The camera light blinked red once under her collar. She turned her head toward the ceiling. You wanted the truth, Sheriff, she whispered. Now I'm walking straight into it. But what Lena didn't know was that the freezer wasn't the darkest secret beneath Greenridge. Only the doorway to something worse. Morning arrived without sunlight. Greenridge never had windows. Just flickering tubes of fluorescent white that hummed like mosquitoes. The air smelled of bleach and something else, something human. Lena Carter woke to the sound of metal trays clattering down the hall. Her cellmate Trina sat on the edge of her bunk, eyes fixed on the opposite wall as if it might start whispering back. You get any sleep? Lena asked. Trina didn't turn. Sleep's for folks who plan on waking up. Breakfast was served through a slot. Watery oatmeal in a plastic bowl, 2 crackers, and silence. When Lena stepped into the line of inmates moving toward the cafeteria, she felt eyes on her. Not curious, but cautious. These weren't women afraid of punishment. They were afraid of memory. A young inmate with dark hair and wide brown eyes appeared beside her, tray in hand. Her name tag read Santos. You're new, she said quietly. First day, Lena replied. Santos shook her head. Then here's your survival guide. Don't talk too loud. Don't look at the guards. And if someone disappears, don't ask where they went, Lena forced a half smile. Appreciate the hospitality? Santos leaned closer, voice low. I'm not being nice. I'm tired of funerals. That line hit harder than any slap Maddox had ever delivered. Later that morning, a guard appeared outside the cafeteria doors. Monroe, medical checkup. Lena froze, pretending to fumble her tray. Now? The guard grunted. Routine. Move it. The hallway to the infirmary felt colder than the others. The floor tiles were clean enough to reflect her face, pale under the harsh lights. Inside, a nurse in her late 40s with hair too perfect for a prison clinic waited with a fixed smile. Her name tag read Nurse Keller. Sit, Keller said, already rolling up Lena's sleeve. Lena obeyed, scanning the room. Cabinets locked, refrigerator humming, a steel door in the back wall, no handle on this side. Her pulse quickened. You always run blood work? Lena asked lightly. Keller didn't look up. Standard. Drug tests, infections, pregnancies, you'd be surprised how many come in already carrying. Where do the samples go? Keller's eyes flicked up, sharp. You ask a lot of questions, Miss Monroe. Lena faked a nervous laugh. Just making conversation. I'm new. The nurse's smile didn't reach her eyes. You'll learn silence faster than small talk. The blood draw stung more than it should have. When it was over, Keller taped a cotton ball to Lena's arm and dismissed her without another word. Back in Block D, Trina was waiting. She handed Lena a folded paper towel. Wrap your arm, she said. They took blood, didn't they? Lena froze mid-motion. How did you? Trina rolled up her sleeve. A faint scar traced the inside of her elbow. Because they've taken mine too. 4 times. And I ain't sick. Lena sat on the bunk. What do they say it's for? Trina smiled without humor. Say a lot of things in this place. Doesn't make 'em true. That night the same sound returned. The cart, the wheels, the whisper of rubber soles on concrete. Lena pressed her ear to the wall. Voices low and detached. Clinic prepped. Donor matched. Take her now. Her blood ran cold. Keys jingled outside their door. The lock turned, then stopped. A new voice, firm and male. No, wrong cell. The footsteps retreated. Silence swallowed the corridor. Lena's heart thundered. She reached for her collar and pressed the micro camera button. The red light blinked once, recording. Her whisper was a vow. You'll talk, Maddox. Even if I have to drag the truth out myself. The next day, breakfast never came. Instead, the women were ordered to the yard. An open slab of concrete surrounded by barbed wire. and hope that had forgotten how to breathe. Some walked in slow circles. Others just stood, faces tilted toward the weak morning sun. Lena joined them, her eyes scanning the guards. Santos appeared again beside her. You get skipped too?
Skipped?
Meals, that's how it starts. You miss one, then two. Makes you weak before they take you. Lena tried to sound casual. Take them for what? Santos glanced around. You really don't know. Before she could answer, the loudspeaker cracked to life. All inmates returned to blocks immediately. The tone wasn't the usual bark. It was calm, controlled, dangerous. As Lena turned toward the gate, she saw him. Sheriff Daryl Maddox in full uniform, flanked by guards. His boots polished to a mirror shine. His smile practiced, his eyes glacial. He didn't need to shout. The air bent around him like it already knew who was in charge. Lena kept her head down as she passed, but she caught the faintest trace of his cologne. Cedar and arrogance. Back in Block D, her name crackled through the intercom. Monroe, report to medical now. Her stomach tightened. Round 2, she murmured. The same nurse waited, pretending patience. Sit. Lena obeyed, letting her shoulders slump the way scared inmates did. Keller took her vitals, scribbled something on a clipboard, then slid a paper across the desk. Authorization for a full-body scan, Lena blinked. For what? Routine, Keller said. That's not what you called it yesterday. The nurse's smile thinned. Sweetheart, in prison, routine means whatever I say it means. The door behind her opened. Heavy footsteps. Lena didn't need to turn. She knew that sound. Sheriff Maddox. You can leave us, he said softly. Keller nodded and exited, shutting the door behind her. Maddox circled the room like a predator bored with its cage. You remind me of someone, he said. Same fire, same eyes. She died thinking truth could save her. Lena stared straight ahead. Maybe she was right. He leaned closer, breath brushing her ear. You think you're invisible, Miss Monroe. But I see everyone, she whispered. Then see this, he laughed. Everyone's got someone, Lena. The trick's knowing when to take them. Her jaw clenched. She said nothing. He straightened his collar, smirked, and left. As the door clicked shut, Lena exhaled, trembling with something far stronger than fear. Rage. She stepped to the back of the room, to the door with no handle. She pulled a thin foil strip from her pocket, peeled from a gum wrapper earlier that day, and slid it into the seam. Dried red flakes came off on the edge. Blood. She stared at it until her reflection blurred in the metal. Then she pocketed the foil and whispered, You left a trail, Sheriff. I just found it. Rehook. But that trail led to a place far colder than truth, a room where silence was kept on ice. S.E.